Alright, what's going on, everybody? Arty 84 Wicked Explorers here, doing a home vlog. So by the time you see this video, we're not quite sure what the circumstances are. We could still be in quarantine. We could be out of quarantine. To give you guys a rundown, it's been a while since we've talked with a person-to-person video, I guess. We are in a new premise, and our new studio is built here. So during the quarantine time, I actually took the time and actually put this studio together. This is our temporary studio for the next year or two until we build what I want, and I can envision in my mind better studio down in the basement with, this will work though. This is very serviceable. So this is kind of like my man cave up here in the upstairs that Suzi J does not have any say what goes on in here. This is the only room in the house I have 100% complete control, which is great. The kitchen for the most part, because I do most of the cooking, but that's a different story. So anyways, we canceled. We were supposed to go to Florida in March. We canceled that. In the second week of May coming up. Right now, if we're watching this, it's actually April 27th. The second week in May, we had plans to go to Texas for the Red Sox Rangers game, to the new stadium down there. It's opening this year. Unfortunately, we canceled that because baseball obviously is not going to be playing, and we don't want to waste a trip down to Texas if we're not going to be doing anything. Everything's going to be closed. Even though they said they're opening up the state at the end of the week, that doesn't mean baseball is opening up. So we're going to save that trip to when we can actually go to the stadium and do all the other stuff we were planning on doing that. Memorial Day. So we still have a flight booked and tickets. Our hotel's booked as well. We're going on to see Miss Suzi J's mom and some friends and stuff on there. But right now, we are very unclear if we're actually going to do this trip or not. We're kind of playing it by ear. There's a lot going on, as you know. So we're going to give it another week or so, and we're going to see the status. We're heading to Tennessee for that trip, so we're going to see what Tennessee looks like. We kind of almost 80-60 idea of flying. We might just cancel our flight, and if we do go, it might be a drive-in road trip. But with that said, we find out it's kind of a waste to drive and do a road trip, take the time off when we're not gonna be able to do anything along the way. You know what I mean? So we want to kind of make it worth the while when it's all said and done. So I think it might be in our best interest to maybe we just kind of hold off a little bit. We'll see. We'll find out. If you see videos after this, we'll let you know. So I wanted to take the time for this video and give you a tour of the studio. Since you've seen the Arty 84 show episodes, if you've been watching that on YouTube and Facebook Live, and if you're listening to it on iTunes, you want to see where the studio's. So my co-host Adam, the Mallet, who also has a channel on YouTube, which you should go to and subscribe if you like movies and reviews and stuff of that nature. It's The Whirlwind Potato. Go see The Whirlwind Potato. You've seen Adam in a few of our other videos, but go check that out. But basically, we're Skyping our radio show back and forth. That's really the only way we can do it. So, yeah, we're just going to figure out all this stuff. Yeah, who knows? We got a lot of work to do in this house, but we're going to get there. Just noticed that bubble, and I hope it's not a leak. That would be not good. But anyways, so I digress. So let's give you a tour of the studio. House in the spare bedroom. So this is our entertainment center for the studio. We have the surround sound. We have the Apple TV. As you know, we're watching Omatic Fanatic right now. So I did lie a little bit. Suze does use this room a little bit. This is her workspace for her cricket. This is her table to do all the arts and crafts. She basically can use this space to do whatever she needs. I also use it for the radio show. We have all our books up here. Let me just kind of maybe zoom out a little bit. Go. Change the view a little bit. We got all our books up there. There's the table where she works. And then we have a command station over here. So this is basically where we work here. So this is our computer. So we have two computers. We have a Mac and we have a PC that we use to broadcast, to use the cricket, to do production, to do recording, to do all that stuff. So basically 2 screens for the PC, 2 screens for the Mac. We got a brand new Mac Mini we just bought 2 weeks ago, so we can really up all our production and stuff. So that's really cool. This is where I sit for the show. This is my seat. There's a little bookcase right there. There is the microphone on the stand, and the mixer board right there, so I have all control. So this is where I sit essentially during the show. Of course, we got the World Series ticket from when I went in 07, and the All-Star game, and that was in 08 at the Yankee Stadium. This up here is a piece of art that I made for my grandparents when I was 5 years old. It was sitting in their house for years, and then when they both passed away and they got rid of the house, my mother grabbed that fine piece of art that I did probably, I think I was 3 years old. And I left with my grandparents. Never took off the price tag for the frame. I always thought that was pretty interesting from Caldor. It doesn't even exist anymore. So then over here is the seats. This is the Red Sox seats that Adam sat in at the old studio. Basically, this is where he will be sitting when he finally comes to the new studio. He will have the end seat, and then we have another seat for a guest. And if you see below, this whole area right here, you see the little dots on the wall, a green screen goes up. So when we do our show, we cover the window and we put the green screen up, and that's how you get the effects for the green screen. Pretty simple. We have the printer, whatever you need to print. Filbert the turtle, which you guys probably know. Filbert, I've had Filbert since I was in 5th grade. I was 10 years old. I am now almost 36, and Filbert was a year when we got him, so he's a pretty old turtle. This right here is our monitor, so we could see people when we're talking on Skype. So when I'm sitting, on the chair right here, I'm looking at the camera. I'm also looking down to see the other person I'm talking to. So when we have people calling and guests to call in and whatever like that, we'll basically be able to see them, see us, and we can kind of monitor everything that's going on in the show with that screen without have to keep looking at this screen. So it's good for me because I basically, when I do the show, I just kind of glance on the right, make sure everything's recording, but I can actually split up that screen. So I have the GarageBand recording, I have the video recording, I have the stream, I have all the information's right there, so I'll never have to look away from the camera. So this is the camera right here. This is the camera we've been using for all the shows right here. I'm not exactly happy with this camera. It is $40 HD. They say it's HD, but it really isn't. Webcam. Things are going to be changing. We have some changes for the show, actually. So what I'm going to do is I found my old camcorder right here. This Canon. And I had bought a video capture card for the computer. So we're actually going to be using this camera, which is a true high-def camera, to do the show starting next week. So that's pretty cool. So we're going to be using that. So I'm really pumped about that. Here's just some of our lighting we use to rig up for the screen. We have a few more lights we use over here. And, of course, the Lego set. So now that I have space to myself, I decided I was going to actually sit here and play with my Legos. This is a set. This is the Wild Wild West set from the early 90s. Mid-90s. 95 I got this. Several sets here. This is actually the complete collection, I believe. So I actually bought some aftermarket tan boards because obviously it doesn't come with all these boards. And I bought these blue ones. I'm actually going to make a river. Cut up the blue ones and actually form a river. It's going to be really cool. I wish I had more space. This is also going to be incorporated down into the basement. I have over 200 and something Lego sets that I will be setting up into a city down the basement once I get that finished. So we're working on that. That will be soon. But I'll give you a little tour here of all the Indian sets and the sheriff's office, the general store, the bank, the fort, all the people and everything. So I'm working on the river this week. But, yeah. So that's the tour. That's the studio. This is where the magic happens. This is where we do the post-production for, the Wicked Explorer videos that you're watching right now. This is where I do the ID84 show. This is where we have people who can use this when they need to. Some of my friends do their production as well. So it's really nice. So it's a really cool, intimate little setup. And I'm looking forward to a bigger studio once we get the basement done. But it involves a few other things. We need heat down there. It's a couple of years away. This is going to help us hold us over for a couple of years, unless we have another kid. Then maybe 5 years max before they all get the room. We'll figure something out. So we're working on that. But thank you guys for watching. I hope all of you are safe out there. I hope everyone is well. If you like the video, if you like our videos, we really need you to subscribe. We appreciate you watching, but subscribe. It's free. It doesn't take anything. Just go, subscribe, hit the little button, hit the alarm, so every time we post a new video, which is typically twice a week, you get alerts. So it's as simple as that. Hope everyone is well. Thank you guys again for watching, and we'll talk to you guys soon.
Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please subscribe and click the alarm so every get notification we get new ones. See you later. Bye.